guys in their late teens, early 20s should just prioritize work, building their career before prioritizing relationships?
1,000%. I always say this, it's like fitness first, because fitness is going to make business so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk in a room and you're in shape, people respect that. You know, they automatically respect that. And you're creating a healthy body, which is going to give you a healthy mind, you know? So you're going to be sharper mentally. So I put fitness in front of business all day. Because why do business if you're not in good shape? You know, when you can have a machine that's like really spitting out, you know, productive thoughts and, you know, actions, and you can keep it, you're locked in, you know, you're turned on. So fitness first, business and fitness, you do at the same time. And the women thing, what I always say is you should be studying and understanding how women work, like female nature, not in spite of them, but like so you can understand them. And then as girls see you kind of projecting up, especially with your fitness and you're working on business, they can tell you're not a bum, you're not a video game guy, you're not, you know, getting drunk all the time, like you're on a mission. They just jump right in front of you and just run them over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I always absorbed women in my 20s. I wasn't out doing pickup, you know. In fact, I've never really learned pickup.
No, neither have I.
Like I don't think I have good game. I think I have good absorption signals.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to be working my ass off. I'm going to try to, you know, send the right signals with the things that I'm doing, and women come to your inbox.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like if you were to like put me up against like one of the guys that like teach a texting course, he like texting alone with the same profile picture, they'd kill me. They'd kill me. But it's men signal a lot. You know, like why did Indians have feathers? So they told the women who could hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the TP, this one, come to this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why do guys drive Lambos when they could have a Honda Accord? You know, why do I drive a G-Wagon? It's a signal. And so we do it with muscles, we do it with lifestyle. It's all over our Instagrams, watches, all these different things. There's signals. And I think that absorbing women is the most healthy way to do it. And if I were ever to approach a woman, it's nothing more than, you know, if it's in person, I might just say, hey, I noticed you. I would have been bothered if I would have been, you know, too scared to come speak. Like I've said that on multiple podcasts. That's literally what I would say. Or it'd be small talk,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And if it's on Instagram, you know, they like a couple of your pictures, you know, hey, you're pretty, Miami, Dubai, whatever. It's not anything slick.
Yeah, it's just
It's
like,
really
okay,
not.
the indication of interest is there. Okay, let's go meet up.
Exactly.
Let's go for a walk. It's something simple.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy about that is if they're interested in you, I don't really think it matters what you say.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, hey, I bet I could send 100 messages today. Say, hey, dickhead, you're cute. They would respond. They'd be like, well, you're an asshole. Ha, 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 ha. Like, so it's not that I'm shitting on game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I don't think it is quite as important as becoming that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you get better with I imagine you probably got better with experience as opposed to being there and studying relationships and women and how they work and reading and listening to podcasts.
I got really good at understanding frame and female nature. And that helped me see through the smoke of like what a woman might say. You know, a woman might say one thing, but I'm paying attention to what she does. Like if I have a woman, let's say like that ex from college, screaming and sending me text messages that are so long I can't even read them without swiping in my phone. All that translates to me is I miss you. Attention, 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 right? And so understanding female nature and how they're actually wired and how they can say one thing and do the other, and how what happens if you tell them the truth, even if they don't like it, and even if they want to take a break from you for a week and they call you back. Those are the things that I think have really helped me. So, you know, I think Rollo's books are pretty powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of things that I've heard Andrew say, Tate, that I think are really powerful, especially around attention being such a high level currency with a woman. I do believe that the higher you get as a male, the more potent your time is. So the higher you get up the hierarchy of, you know, the ideal situation for a male, the less time you actually have to give.
Mm-hmm.
And they're okay with it. Mostly because they know you're working your ass off, doing something that somebody else isn't. So they look up to you and they admire that about you.
I wanted to ask you how, speaking of time, how are you able, you're running 3 companies at the moment.
Yeah.
So how are you doing? You're on this mission now, doing these podcasts. You did one earlier, I think, with Tam.
Yeah, I did.
So
yeah. We're doing like 3 a day.
Yeah. So you're doing this, but at the same time, you've obviously got the businesses to take care of as well. How are you managing to do that?
Yeah. So each business has
actually so you've got one construction.
Yeah. Then real estate. In fact, on the way over here, I took a call. We sent a purchase agreement over. Just bought a big mobile home park. So another 60 units back home. I'm excited about it. And it looks like we're getting another one right after it, man. I'm super excited about the real estate. But each business.
What's the third one? Real estate, construction.
And then everything we do online, which feed the other two in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Because it brings talent. It brings investors. It brings people on the teams. It really complements one another.
Would you say it's essential for anyone, regardless of what field they're in, to have some sort of a social media presence?
Yes. And the reason I believe that is because if you look at a company, the company's core values should be a reflection of the individual values of the owner, right? Because if they're not, then you're going to be hiring people that don't align with you. You know how they say online, people need to know, like, and trust you? What's wrong with that in real business?
Yeah.
So I bring people into my businesses that already align with me. And it's easy to do this. It's like vetting women. Women will watch this podcast and message me, right? They're already vetted. They know my opinion on the subject. I don't even have to have the conversation with them anymore. Yeah. Well, the same thing for anybody that wants to work for me. They're like, okay, like, he's about truth. He's obviously Republican or conservative. He's about capitalism. He's also about loving people fully, regardless of their ethnicity or their skin color or their sexual preference. Like, you could be gay. I don't give a fuck. Dude, I got some good friends that are gay. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'd take a gay employee all day. Just don't be a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't feel like you're special because of it. And like, please come work for me. I love you. In fact, just today I was messaging a banker friend of mine. He really helped me in my career in the beginning. His name's Grant. Grant, I love you, bro. This dude's gay. It's funny. He makes like jokes. He's like, you look handsome. Like, shut up, bro. I'm gonna punch you. Ha ha ha. It's and so back to what I was saying, it's like, if the employees know your core values and what you're really about, like, I'm really big on intention. That's our number one core value. Intent is everything. Like, give a fuck. It's huge. Because if we have systems and you care and you follow the playbook, then the business can run. And then I get daily reports every day. And then I have one person over each business. So they say that an individual can really only manage about 5 or 6 people at once. So I have a little under 200 people that work for me right now. I talk to 3 people to manage those 200. But I get a report every day. P&L, money spent today, AR, profit year to date on this day last year, the KPIs. I know where every foreman is on every job in every state, whether they're behind or before. And it's a report for this business. I know what our occupancy is on the properties. I know how many people are late on rent. All the property management stuff for the properties. With Thomas, who's here right now, I know how many war rooms or real worlds or how many wins people are having. I'm talking to the professors in the real world every day, finding out, hey, how much are these kids making? Anybody pay their parents' mortgage off yet? Like that kind of stuff, man, because there's a exercise that we do in each business. We call it the island test. So if you're Mike Thurston and you're always on a fucking island doing photo shoots, right? And you're drinking your mojito with no alcohol in it or whatever you're drinking, and somebody brings you a piece of paper and it has between 5 and 15 things you can look at without having any contact from the outside world. What are those 5 to 15 things for you to know the business is good and you can stay another week? And so I get that report from all 3 businesses every day. And I know. And I'm looking down that list and I'm like, is there anything I don't like? Now, the difference is if there's something I don't like, I can make a phone call and find out what it is. How many crews are on the road right now? How many guys are working? Are they in front of the schedule? Are we good? What's the occupancy on the apartment buildings here, and here? What is this charge for $4,000 in Ohio? Why? Oh, the forklift broke down. Okay, cool. Click. Whatever it is. And so that is really what it takes for me to, be able to stay on the island. If you stay on this mission, do 3 podcasts a day in Dubai, do the London, do the Spain, and then I'm going straight to LA after this to do 3 or 4 more. That's what helps me there.
How many hours a day does that take up, would you say? Just reading reports,
not many.
Messaging the 3?
Yeah, not much. Not much. Those, first of all, that business is 13 years old. I have all my key staff is substantially older than me, probably 6, 7 years older than me. My main staff could be my parents. They're like at that age.
What's the situation with you in the war room? I know obviously that was created by
Andrew.
Yeah,
it's Andrew. Yeah.
And Jules, tutorial shooter, is he running it? Because I know what it is, I know how it works, but I don't know the dynamic of kind of who's in charge doing
Andrew
what.
runs a war room. So let's just treat it like Andrew's not going through what he's going through right now. Andrew runs a war room, and we're all in there. There's a group of us that push it, that have been approved to help. Look at it like NATO. We have our different brands, but collectively, like I was saying earlier, some guy in Oklahoma might resonate more with me when I'm wearing my boots, driving my truck. He's like, okay, I get it. Whereas the next guy might look up to Shooter and be like, man, that's the coolest dude on the planet. He's James Bond in real life. And so he might come in through Shooter. And so we have all our different guys. And of course,
literally like the Avengers.
Yeah, it is the Avengers in a lot of ways. And so Luke Barnett's one of those guys. Shooter's one of those guys. And then we all have our different roles. Shooter has a set of skills that are just world class.
Yeah, he's a very capable man.
Bro, Shooter's the shit. Bro, Shooter's the shit, man. I actually spent yesterday with Shooter. He's driving around in his Ferrari. He just got it redone. It's sick. He's got alligator skin on the inside. It's bad boy. So we went to this car unveiling show, and then we went and had dinner with a war room guy, and then the guy we all buy our watches from, Shahid. Great people.
It's cool because I went to, I think it was the latest event they did where they had the weekend here.
Penetrating the elite.
Jules invited me to the yacht day.
Yeah.
So I had opportunity to meet all the guys there, and it was really cool. I fully understand now why the guys sign up to it and why they get involved, because I think one of the problems you have as a guy when you start to become successful and you've done this kind of by yourself, it becomes much harder for you to find other guys in a similar situation to you. Whether you want to be friends with them or you just want to network with them, it's difficult. And it's something which I didn't really do until maybe last year when I really started focusing on building my network. So you can, do it the slow way and try and just, go here, go there, and just, roll the dice and hope that if you go to this event, you might meet someone. Or you go to a war room event and you're guaranteed to find a load of guys who are in exactly the same situation as you.
You're absolutely guaranteed. And that's the whole point, right? Is a lot of look, I was in groups for a long time. I did Vistage and a lot of these B2B groups, B&I groups, just a bunch of fucking nerds, man. Yeah. The one thing the war room is really good about is if a guy joins a war room, there's always going to be small groups inside of a group. I'm not saying that doesn't exist in the war room, but you're going to find your guys in the war room. It's like Sterling. It's like Jewel, Tristan, Andrew, for me. But there's also guys that nobody knows that I really click with and I'll hang out with everywhere. In fact, I did How to Beast the other day. Yeah, David's awesome. So is his wife. They're amazing to be around. We spent most of the day with them, but Sterling and another war room guy, Julian, we all went on this hike. I hang out with Julian any chance I get. Any country I'm in, he's in, I want to see him.